What's up everyone, and welcome back to another episode of AMA.FFTV. And it's a beautiful spring day out right now, and so I'm not interested in wasting anyone's time. Let's jump into it with question numero uno. Question 1, when was my first party? And I'm not too sure on the answer to this. I assume it's probably when I turned 1 for my first birthday, but I don't remember because I was too young, so I'm gonna go with 4, because I definitely remember my 4th birthday party. Question 2, what's my favorite cheese? And this is great because I love so many cheeses. Cheddar, American, provolone, goat, feta, you name it, I probably like it. But I'm gonna hit you with a little bit of an underdog cheese right now. My favorite cheese is Parmesan cheese. Why? Because it can go on so many things. Pizza, salad, pasta. Parmesan cheese can complement so many meals. That's why it's my favorite cheese. Question 3, as a kid, what was my favorite TV show? And I watched a few shows growing up, but I think my favorite show was probably Boy Meets World. I watched it the most consistently, I thought it was funny, and I still think it's funny actually. Question 4, do I speak French? And I don't really. I know a few phrases like ça va, qu'est-ce que c'est, très bien, but that's about it, which I really regret because my mom and her family all speak French fluently. And I never took the time to learn as a kid, and it's actually way harder to learn new language as an adult than it is as a kid, which I know that sounds crazy, but scientifically it's been proven that's easier for kids to learn new languages. So if you're interested and you have the time, perhaps you even know someone at home that speaks a different language, or you want to learn it from one of the many internet resources that are available, do it. Learn a new language, because when you're older, you're going to be so happy that you know more than one language, and perhaps even maybe comes in handy one day. Question 5, how do you make curtains? And I actually don't know the answer to this. However, I think I know someone who does. I consider her an expert on curtains because she made some of the curtains in a house I used to live in. So we're gonna kick it out to my expert correspondent in the field, Ashley. Take it away, Ashley.
Hi, I'm Ashley. I heard someone wants to learn how to make a curtain, so let's do it. First, you're gonna wanna measure your window. The length, and also the width. And then you'll do the same for some fabric, but you will wanna add a couple of inches on the top and bottom, and also to the width, so that you can hem it, and also create a little space for the curtain rod to go. I'll show you. Okay, then you're gonna fold your fabric up like an inch or 2, depending on how much extra space you gave it, and you're gonna pin it to hold it in place before you sew. This side's gonna be where I put my curtain rod. Here's an example of one that's all done, so you can see what I mean about where the curtain rod will go. This is so it can hang up. So you wanna leave enough space so that that can fit all the way through. Now you're gonna take your needle and thread and sew right along where you put your pins. You can also use a glue gun. This one is sewn. This one, I used a glue gun. They look like this. And just did right along the edge with glue. We made a curtain. Good job.
Thank you so much, Ashley. Now I've even learned something new today. Question 6, are my flowers in bloom yet? And what's my favorite flower? And I think we're gonna have to take a little bit of a field trip for this one. There we go. As you can see, some of the flowers in my yard have begun to blossom, but not all of them, including my favorite flower, the peony, which let's go take a look at that right now. As you can see, the peony has not blossomed yet, but let's come back in a couple weeks and we'll see how it's doing. All right, it's time to get into the speed round where I take lightning fast questions, give them lightning fast answers. Let's go. What is my favorite number? My favorite number is 88. Would I rather stay inside all day or would I rather go outside all day? And I'd much rather go outside all day long. What is my favorite video game? My favorite video game is called Secret of Mana and it was originally put out for the Super Nintendo. Do I eat barbecue? And I sure do. One of my favorite parts about when I visited Texas was definitely eating barbecue. How many teeth do I have? And I have 32 teeth. Big mouth. When did I film my new intro? And I filmed it about 3.5 weeks ago or so. Let's go over the poll results from last week. We had cookies or ice cream when you wanted a tasty treat? With a pretty big win, ice cream took the cake. Like an ice cream cake. Although, personally, I'll never say no to a good cookie. And yes, I put a cookie in my pocket for this joke. All right, let's get into this week's poll. This week, we're gonna go with books or sports. And some of you may love both, but I'm gonna make you choose which one you love more, books or sports. Like always, the link is down below. Let me know which one you like more, books or sports. It's time to get into this week's word. And this word, like in all the other episodes, I've used earlier in this episode. And the word is correspondent. That's a person who gathers and reports information. So Ashley in this episode was the person who's gathered information by becoming an expert on making curtains. And she reported that information to you, the viewer. All right, that's it for this week's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in again. Thank you so much for all of your emails. In case you forgot, emails always listed down below. And it's about that time that I say, see ya!
This has been a Freelance Fun television production.